Hi everyone, so in this video I will show you how to work with Crontab file. So you have to understand that in Linux machine, if there is a multiple users, each of the users will have their own Crontab file if they create it. So by default, a user has no Crontab file. So if you want to show or display the current user Crontab file, so you just type crontab -l and it will shows the current content of the Crontab file for that particular users. So now what I want to do now is to create if you don't have the Crontab file yet, so we need to create a Crontab file and use the edit option. So basically to do that, we just put crontab -e to edit a Crontab file. So now this is how a file, a crontab -e file looks like. So I'll just enlarge the windows, so you can see that at the end of the line here, this one, the second last line, because the last line I've already add some command there. So the last line, by default, the last line is it shows the same text of the Crontab file. So M represent the minutes, hours, day of month, month, and also day of week, and also the command itself, which I have explained earlier in the earlier videos. So basically what I want to do now is I would like to do example 1. Okay, example 1, let me show you example 1. So in example 1, we would like to create a date file, a file named date file, and then every minute the current date will be redirected into that file. So this is the command, since it says that every minute. So basically we don't really have a specific time format, hence the reason why in example 1 we use asterisk for all of the time format field. And to redirect the date, so we use the command echo, and then here I use the date function, which will return the current date or current time to a file named date file. So you notice here I use the greater sign operator because we would like to append the time on the date file. So let's see what are the effect of the command. So you just need to make sure that for each of the field it is separated by a space, and then press Ctrl X to save. So basically first I will ls to see whether the date file exists. So it's not exist, but you need to remember that it says, or the command says that the date will be redirected to the date file for every minute. So we need to wait for a minute until the file appears, and all of the date output will be redirected to that particular file. So now the date file is there. So let us see the content of date file. So I'll just clear. So I ls again. So the date file is there. This is the date file. It's already created after a minute, and then we see the content of date file. So there you go. So this is the date and time for today, for that particular current time. So 1:49, right? So basically the system will shows or redirect the current time for each minute to date file file. Now let me shows you right, you see, so the next date is append, or the next time date and time is append to date file, right? So basically the command or the time format that we have entered in the Crontab file works. Now let me show you example number 2. So in example number 2, the job command will create a file cron test, okay, cron.test, and then at 2:15 p.m. every Monday. So basically you can see that to specify 2:15 p.m. every Monday, so the involved field is the minute field, and then the hour field, and then the day of the week field. So I'm not going to show you this example. I'm just going to show you different time format in example 2. Now let me show you example number 3, where in example number 3, admin will be able to edit other users' contact file if necessary. So previously, the contact file is meant for user student 1. So now, what if we would like to shows or edit other users' contact file? So in this machine, we have a user named Meme. So I'll show you Crontab minus E. So minus U is the user, and then Meme. So basically, because Meme doesn't have any contact file yet, we haven't create one. So basically, this is the default for of options that you can use if this is the first time Meme created the contact file, meaning they have to specify, the user have to specify what are the editor that they want to use to edit the contact file. So in this case, I will use a nano. So I'll just use option number 1 and press enter, and then we can start editing the contact file. So now, no modifications made. I'm not going to edit some entries on the Meme's contact file. Okay, so now I'll just move to the next part, which is removing contact file. So to remove a contact file, so we just use the option minus R. Okay, now if you have a module and refer to page 178, it shows how we can do edit Crontab and also a script file. So basically, in this example or in this topic, what we are going to do is, because you can see that in the Crontab file there is a limited space for writing your own command. So if you have a lengthy command, I mean the many things or many tasks to be scheduled, so it will be good if you are writing those command or those sequence of instruction in a script file. So basically, scripting may simplify the contact file entry rather than you need to write the sequence of command line by line in the contact file. So basically, what you have to do is you need to have the script file. So if we look at the example 1 here, so in the example 1 here, we need to create a script file. It can be with any name, but in here we use backup users.sh as the name. I actually have created the instruction or the sequence of instruction to be scheduled using the cron. So I've just show you now the file. So this is the sequence of instruction. First, we want to copy the etc password, the content of etc password file, and copy it to a new file named backup password. And second, we would like to archive and compress file home student1 user home the home user directory to user home.tgz. So there are two things that we want to do. First, copy the etc password to backup password, and second, to archive and compress the home directory into user home.tgz. So what we will do now is we need to, once we have the script file, okay, so what we need to do now is we have to change the permission for that particular file. So you know that by default there's no execute permission on any of the files that you have created. So by default we don't have that. If I want to show the permission for backup users.sh, oh, missed the S. Okay, sorry, I need to use the long list -L. Okay, so this is the default permission. So you can see that there's no execute permission for owner of the file, or either the owner, the group, or the other. So there's no execute permission, but because we want to schedule tasks, we need the execute permission for the file. So that's the first thing that we have to do, is we need to change the permission of the file. Alright, so we add the execute for backup users.sh file. So I ls again. So now we already add the execute permission to the file. Clear. So modify the crontab. So I open the crontab -e. So what you have to do here is you have to add the lines or entry in the crontab form file, and specify the time format, and also the location path for your script file. So the location path, the path for my script file is /home/student1/backup users.sh. Okay, so because my time now is 4 minutes, so I won't choose the time format in the lab module. So I just use for 5 minutes. Okay, because now my time is 4 minutes. Okay, so I'll just save it. Yes, and let me see whether the cron job takes any effect. So we will just wait until 5 minutes. Now it's 5 minutes already. So let us see. Now we have the backup password file. Yes, we have the backup password file, and also we have the user home tgz file. So basically it will be easier if we combine or write a script file that contains the task or sequence of tasks to be executed, and point the location of the file in the crontab file. So that's all for today. So I'll see you again in the next topic, which is basic networking in Linux.